right.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your biggest win, if you had any?
Ooh.
When I wrestled Art Washington, this was up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. This is the one where Vince came and he got myself and DiBiase and Virgil and Art together, and what the angle was that DiBiase would go, I'd be in the ring, but DiBiase he demeaned me, and he said, I'm not worth his time. I'm a preliminary bum. I'm not going to waste my sweat on this guy. So I paid somebody to do my sweat for me, and that was Art Washington. And Art and I actually drove up to do TV there. So I beat Art in about a minute and a half, and then they stomped the crap out of Art. But that was my win, my only win ever, for New York. And then one time back in, I think it was '85, I wrestled Rick Martel when Rick had the strap in the AWA, and Stan Hansen interfered, and then Martel jumped out of the ring, and then I got my hand raised because I beat him on a count out.
Wow.
Wow.
That's huge.
So those are probably my
huge.
two big wins.
Was
That's
that a
huge.
title match or was that non-title?
It was a non-title match.
Right.
But people in the audience were yelling, "New champ, new champ!" And I'm
There you go.
putting my hands across the waist like I'm gonna, like I should get the belt. And
You should.
and
You should.
it was pretty cool. What's that?
I said you should get the belt. No. Jeez.
I know. You know what? And what's really funny is around 30 years before that, they used to, on a count out, the guy would lose the title.
Right.
Really?
Those are the old rules.
Way back.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Way back. Yeah. Yep. Chris, what is it? I'm curious. Being, obviously the jobber, the job man, behind the scenes, are the guys that are above you on the card? Let's say you're all at the bar, all of yous. And are the guys above you on the card like believe in their own hype? Are they dicks to people who are just, as a general rule, that are lower than them on the card? Is it like that?
Some of them. Road Warriors were.
Road Warriors.
Paul Ellering was.
Wow. Okay.
And here's the crazy thing, you guys. I was when I first started out in the AWA, and I'm not afraid to name names because I don't care. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do?
Nothing. Go for it.
Try to kick my ass? Go for it. I mean, where do you want to meet?
You fought a bear.
Studio, and so. But I wrestled Paul a lot my first year in 1979. Him and Steve Olsenowski, and Paul was a great guy. And then they came to Green Bay. He was managing the Road Warriors. It was a tag, a 6-man or something like that. I said, "Hey, Paul, how you doing?" He just looked at me and walked away. Wow. And some guys, their heads get so big, it's like, why? There's no reason for it. I mean, this is, I don't get it. It just, there were a few of them. When I went to,
can I stop you there 1 second?
Yeah.
Give me an interaction between the job man and Hawk and Animal at a bar or wherever else where they just treated disrespectfully.
Hey guys, how you doing? Chris Curtis, I wrestled for Vern, and I wrestled. I refereed your match tonight. How's it going? I think Joe Animal would have been. He was probably the nicer of the two.
That's good to hear.
So
having met him,
the other guy, Hagstrand, Hawk,
right.
He was way out there with the stuff that he was on, but it just, I never really associated with those guys. I'm going to tell you the nicest guys that always stayed really nice, even though they really made it big, were Hogan and Jesse. they when we went to New York and then they came in, they would stop and say hi and hey guys, how's it going and stuff because they knew us from the AWA and you know, they they didn't walk by like their crap didn't stink, but those are probably still two of the decent guys, and you could tell like when I first went there, my first time I was in the WWF was in Indianapolis, and you could tell how some of these guys there, it was like this was the big time, and I'm going to have a chip on my shoulder. My ego has gotten 5 times bigger, and two other guys that were really decent yet too were Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. They were still really cool. So, and I heard guys have problems with Shawn over the years, but we never had a problem.
But let me.
But I don't this business, like I told you guys, this is pretend. This is kind of like give and take. Like you guys give and take with each other. That's how you make it. That's how you make a match work, and an angle work. You got to get along, and because if you don't, you're going to screw it up. You're going to lose money, and just get along with each other. It's not hard because the better you get along, the better your match is going to be, and it's just a natural human thing. You get along better, things work out better.
Jason Morning's asking, did you ever get a chance to work with Bruiser Brody?
Yes, in St. Louis. Bruiser was Frank. What he used to do is he was scary as hell because he was so big. But he came up and he said, "If I don't talk to you afterwards, thank you very much." Shook your hand, and then you went out and you did your match, and then you just sold big time for him.